Today we're going to talk about hedgehogs, and you may well wonder, what do hedgehogs have to do with books? Shall we find out? Well, my name is Dale Darley. I'm from daledarley.com, and I'm the creator of the Soul Writers Academy, where people come to write books with soul. So let's talk hedgehogs. Now, I'm sure many of you who've been to business school and done things like MBAs have had all kinds of books and theories and things thrust at you, and perhaps you never thought that the good old hedgehog from Good to Great would come to haunt you when you wanted to write a book. So without further ado, let's consider what our little hedgehog may have to do with the book. So you will know, if you remember your business models, that the hedgehog talks about what you are deeply passionate about, what you can be the best at in the world, and what drives your economic engine. So if you've ever seen the diagram of the hedgehog, it's split into three parts. So the book talks about the goal is not to be the best or to write a strategy or have an intention or a plan. It's an understanding of what you actually can be the best at. Now, of course, when you're writing a book, you can write a book about all sorts of things. You know, you've probably got masses and masses of different skills and different areas, but it's really thinking about what is it you want to be known for. So when you think about your personal brand, are you doing now what you intend to be doing in a year's time? Is what you do now filling you with passion? Does it bore you to the point that it is really not driving that economic engine? So it's that understanding before you put pen to paper about the best that you can be. We want to inspire our reader. We want them to really get that feeling about what they have the potential to be the best at. And just as important, we want them to know, want them to be real, to really get in touch with the realities of life and understand what they cannot be the best at. And so the book, or the story of the hedgehog, is really based on an essay by a chap called Isaiah Berlin. And he talks about the fox and how the fox is, kind of cunning and is able to devise a myriad of different kinds of strategies so that it can sneak upon its prey, in this case the hedgehog. Whereas the hedgehog only knows one thing, and that's rolling up in a ball. And you obviously will have seen a hedgehog, and there was a vet program on the other day, and they were trying to sort out its sniffly nose. And what did it do? It rolled up into a ball, because that's what it knows in terms of defending itself. So it really doesn't matter what tactics the fox uses or how sly or clever it thinks it is. It's never going to get inside of the hedgehog because there's all those spikes. And I'm sure you've heard the saying, a jack of all trades and a master of none. So we say, or in the book, it talks about the good to great companies are companies that stick to one thing. And I also remember at the time of doing my MBA, we had to read In Search of Excellence by Peters and Waterman. And they talk about sticking to the knitting. And that's one of them. I think there's about 8 themes in the book, if my memory serves me right. It's a very long time ago. And they say, stay with the business that you know. Well, I'd say write the book about something that you know about, that you're deeply passionate about, but what you also want to be known for. Because, as you take your career forward with your book, and the other products that come out of it, it's really important that the book is something that is really going to help you put that stake in the ground. So being the best at, when you write a book, it does some amazing things. a client once who said, you know, he went out and he did masses of consultancy. And then when he wrote his book, he got so much clarity about what he did and how he did it, because he had to work through all of his processes and he was really able to hone his skills. So the book added to his credibility, but it also helped him really look at how he did things. And from there, you know, when you've got all of that stuff mapped out, I always remember, you know, when I was lean business champion and I had to go through every single department and team that had anything to do with the business development process, looking at all their different processes. But actually, it was quite incredible. First of all, it felt like a massive thing I had to do. And then actually, when I learned more about how people did things and how things interacted and they fitted together and where we had overlap and mistakes and things were duplicated, you know, all of the stuff that comes up when you look closely, that's what writing your book will do. It will really help you define and refine your sweet spot. So my next question, of course, is, you know, you paid all of this money in terms of your time, perhaps hiring a coach, a proofreader, an editor, a book designer, someone to help you with the publishing and the marketing process. How is your book actually going to pay for itself? Really, that leads me on to is, for me, a book is a one thing. So you've got your book, which is one thing, but you can turn it into many other things. So it's about, when you're planning your book, is actually looking at your product roadmap and saying, well, what else can I do? So you've got your book, you've got perhaps an ebook to go with it, you might have a workbook, but then there's things like online courses, there's workshops, there's consultancy, there's speaking, there's retreats, there's goodness only knows what. You may want to develop an app or some kind of other product alongside of it. So it's really worth thinking about how the book is going to help drive your economic engine. And then passion. Don't write a book just because you can. Write a book because you love the material, that you want to inspire your reader, and you really have this great desire to share. So please, if it doesn't fill you with passion, anyway, if it doesn't fill you with passion, you're not going to write it. You're going to get stuck halfway through and think, ugh, you know, I think I'd rather go and, you know, poke sticks in my eyes. So find that thing that ignites you, that is going to help you build your brand and help you become that person that is known for that one thing, that thing that really, you know, when you talk to people, they can see that passion. So when we know those three things, we can get a lot of clarity, but you can also get clarity from creating an outline, creating the actual, you know, end-to-end book plan, writing a marketing strategy, a product roadmap. And when you have all that clarity, you get focus. Focus leads to impact, leads to transformation, and then that'll change your business. It'll inspire your reader. You may also, by really looking at your book in this different way, transform your marketplace and your business. So, are you a hedgehog or a fox? What are you deeply passionate about? What can you be the best in the world at? What drives your economic engine? And apply what you have learned to your book and your strategy. So that's me. My name is Dale Darley from daledarley.com and the Soul Writers Academy. Now, if you're not really sure about writing a book, and sometimes we have this great desire and we don't do anything, I have a 7-day challenge that you can take. And if you look below or above, depending on where I've placed this video and this podcast, then you will find a coupon that gives you this complimentary for a short period of time. And obviously, if you want to chat your book through, you can send me a private message. And I hope you have a lovely day, and don't come across too many cunning foxes.